So let me make this quick video. I'm gonna try to keep it quick because it's a couple people that's responding about the needle being what it is. Well, it does have all of his markers in it. Everything involved with the beast system has his name, number, and the number of his name involved in it. Worshiping the beast. It is a system. It is governmental control, kingdoms, leadership, okay? And the worship that they are actually getting people or drawing people into is through fear, is the mechanism in which the worship is happening. Because if they can get you to put a diaper on your face through fear, you're showing worship through fear. We already know that people worship the currency. They do all that they can do to get it and to keep it. Nothing moves without the currency. Even that on the currency I showed you on the close-up video, his name, the number of his name, okay? And his image, him himself, is on the money. Always has been. The Federal Reserve is a part of the beast system. His name, 13. We're worshiping that. People worship and they do all they can to get it. Okay? Now, the needle is working in concert, working together with the wireless technology. It's called technocracy. And that's used, then you implement the technocracy through the needle because of the little tiny particles that's in it, which also has all three of his markers in it. So we're using that. Well, I shouldn't say we, but they're using that. Missed my turn. No turn up. To now, the needle, the particles that's in it, and the unsung hero is your stuff that's up on the pole that we make phone calls and search internet with. That now will empower and give life to the cryptocurrency that they are edging the world to. All of these things work together, but people are not seeing this. One is not separate from the other. They all work together, but through the teleportation, they know how to split it up and make it look like it's separate. This is how they get you involved in all of them at the same time, because you think that these things have nothing to do with each other when it's the total opposite. They are all a part of one another. Just like we make up many members, we are many members of one body. Satan has the same situation going on with his government, with his institution, okay? Transhumanism, iron and clay mixing together. Now, people like to argue, you say, well, that's talking about the kingdoms. Bible has dual meaning. But the needle is a part of that. Nothing moves without money. So, Holy Spirit led and fed. We've already, because that verse, those verses are speaking past tense, okay? This money system is being upgraded, folks. It's being upgraded. You know when it started being upgraded? When, and I said this before, when we started going to direct deposit. This is how you know that that paper money that we so-called say is real is never been real. It's a promissory note. Because if I can get my paycheck put on a direct deposit and use that barcode system, that routing number and account number, and never see any cash, we was already being silently upgraded while we were asleep. Satan was planting his tares, him and his army, and we all slept on this fact. Now, doing what I do here, doing the Uber and the Lyft, this is probably about the only time I touch the metaphysic. It's getting ready to go metaphoric. This is what people don't understand. And, folks, I'm sorry your feelings is hurt, but what I'm telling you is facts. They are upgrading. 1913, they upgraded Federal Reserve. That's the beast system. That's when the beast system really came into fruition here. Okay, the beast. Because that money supplies everything. It supplies the needle. It gets things done. It pays for things. The needle makes income for that's why they're called great merchants of the earth. They're a great merchant of the earth because of money. And they use pharmakia and sorcery, which is witchcraft, to move people around. Now, everything we see with the enemy is a mark. It's some type of identification. It's some type of, again, exactly, an identification. Barcode, QR codes on everything. You can go to a restaurant right now. Oh, Apple Pay is convenient, but really it's lazy and it conditions us. Google Pay, it conditions us. I found myself like, oh, Lord, y'all ain't got Apple Pay? And I had to stop, and I was convicted like, oh, my God, this is where we are. I actually caught an attitude because I couldn't wave my phone and pay for my gas using technocracy. And I thought, and that's when the Holy Spirit started speaking to me about giving this message. He said, everybody ain't going to like it, but just do what I'm telling you to do and give it to them the way I'm telling you to take. This is the phone, and I said this before, is our idol. It is our way of life. It is a part of the beast system. Technocracy, transhumanism, technology, AI. AI is based off of code. And people need to wake up to this fact. The whole system is a mark. In gang life, in hit life, you are considered a mark because somebody was paid to take you out. Money was used because you're considered a mark. The government considers us a mark. Again, I'm going to say it again. We are all individually our corporation, and the money marks you because of our debt to another country and to the Illuminati. We're using Illuminatic money. This needle is Illuminatic. This technocracy, this technological stuff, surveillance that started from 9/11, they passed a bill. And people, we slept on it. And then what did they do? Fear. There was never no mass weapons of mass destruction found. The CIA uses gangs and dope dealers. Freeway Ricky Ross told the truth about that. Okay. And that also solidifies the corporation individually. We'll let you make all the money. And then when we get enough, we see you made enough because you're marked. We know how much money you're making. When you get to a certain pot and your cup is full, we'll come in and raid you. Okay, we'll make it look like we bust you. We'll take all your millions, and then we use that to fund wars. And then while we use that money to fund wars, we go over to other countries who are less than we are, and we implement well, not us. They implement their democracy, their demonocracy. This is what Putin is trying to fight. Demonocracy. I told you, if you look at your wireless map, the whole world, pretty much of it, is invading that part of the area because he doesn't have that technology in his country like that. Are y'all hearing what the Holy Spirit is saying? Surveillance everywhere, watching. All of this is tied together. Let's knock these buildings down and bring you into submission through fear. Through that, a bill was enacted that was packed full of stuff that is being unpacked even to this day. As far as facial recognition, technology, surveillance, the digital ID system. That's already here. That's tied to the mark, which is the currency. The mark that's going to be metaphysically going into folks, which has already been happening. Countries have already on it. All of this, folks, is tied together. It's all tied together. And so when we sleep, when you wake up out of that sleep and somebody's trying to show you this is what you've been operating on for all of your life, Neo said, I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it. Plug me back in. This is where we are, folks. That's today. That's today. People are worshiping the beast, which is the system, through fear. This is how they got people to worship. We worship the money because you go out and go work for it. But God said the money is not evil. Again, I'm going to say this again. I said I wasn't going to be doing no more videos today. We worship the money. Brother Benny put out a great testimony on the video, Truth to God. When he got the revelation, he walked away from it. We don't go to work to earn a living. We go to work to pay debt. The white picket fence is really a nightmare. It's not really real. Everybody watching this video, you might, some folks, but you are operating in it, ladies and gentlemen. You operating in it. That's why Jesus said, that's why the Most High Yah said, you are in the world, but you're not of it. Keep the word of my patience, and I will keep you from the hour of temptation. We do. He says the money is not evil. It's the love of it that makes it look evil. Nothing wrong with earning. But when you make that your God, as this world has, and that's all it pushes, is going to, even the pastors are doing it. They the main ones that's doing it. That's pushing the money mark currency. They was doing that way before the needle came. Then they got pulled into the booth in a corner in the back in the dark, and they got whispered in their ear because of that 501c3 lying paper. If you do X, Y, Z, their palms are being greased on the backside while they still pimping the congregation. For what? Money. That what makes things tick. The needle, folks, was a lie. Warp speed. I'm the father of it. Were you a father of the lie then? It was used to make money. On the front end, this is what we saw. But on the back end, we closed mom and pop organizations. We funneled that money from the public sector to the private sector so they could build up their war chest. Using tools. It's just a tool to build up their money. Now I'm done after that. I'm going back to work. Okay. It's all a part of the same system, folks. The things on the pole that you think is something, it's really a device that shoots down radiation. That works in concert with the needle. The needle also, once again, the particles that's in it are AI. Elon Musk AI brain chip. The Bitcoin currency, digital credit score, social credit score. Okay. All of these things work together. But folks don't understand that, and you get in the comment section, I respectfully disagree. Well, you only disagreeing because your eyes is this wide open. That wide open. I'm trying to bring you guys. I sold the technology before y'all even met me on YouTube. I know how to go in and program a phone and make it say stuff. Software. I told you guys before, our phones are the biggest idol. It's our lifeline now. Goods and services. You can go in. You ain't got to have the money itself. You can have either his name or the number of his name in your phone with the Apple Pay, with the Google Pay. We're already there as far as transitioning from the old federal system, B system, to the new and improved 2.0 B system. That's all digital. We were sleepwalking into it when they took us to direct deposit and swiping cards. Then we went from swiping cards to tapping. But ain't nobody, you ain't thought about that. And you can't do what, folks? You can't buy or sell unless you have that technocracy. If you ain't got it, you ain't getting nothing. You can't start your business. You can't run your business without a merchant account. And that merchant account allows you to buy and sell. It's already been here. People think this is a future event, just like the needle. No, that ain't it. It's already been laid. The foundation has already been laid. Jesus told us through the parable, while y'all slept, Satan came with his armies and planted tares. Think about that. Deuces.